Hello everyone. So today someone actually commented on my channel, and the comment was all about hiding a transition in a workflow. Now I thought about it for a second, and I was not really sure how to respond because transition is something that you add on a workflow transition, right? And when you have a workflow transition, then you of course have the option to use a transition screen. Now, if the person is asking about hiding a transition for everyone, then a simple solution could be to just not use a transition, or just if the question is, if the person is trying to hide a transition screen for everyone, then you can just remove the transition, right? That would be a simple solution. and and that is it. End of story. But I then started thinking about it. What if you have a transition in the workflow, and basically transition is all about going from one status to another status, right? Now in between you can have a transition screen, and when you have a transition screen, then you can capture some input from the user. If you want to hide a transition screen, then there is nothing that you can do on that particular transition itself, because if there is a transition, then it will be displayed no matter what. You cannot use behaviors or any other automation, but there is something that you can do. What you can do is you can have two transitions from one status to another status. And when you have two transitions, then you can have one transition with a screen and the other one without a screen, and you can then hide one of the transition based on a condition. So condition is something that you can use to hide a transition, or basically not allow. Hiding is not the right word, but using a condition, you are basically not allowing the user to make a transition. So transition is still displayed in the workflow. If the user has the permission to view the workflow, they can still look at the workflow. They can look at the whole, statuses and transitions. But based on the permission they may have, or based on the condition, we can definitely hide. Or again, I'm using the word hide. You can basically not allow them to make a transition. So this is something that you can do, but you can definitely have more than one transition, right? From one status to another status. One transition with a screen, another transition without a screen. This may not seem like a very normal way to do, but I think it is okay. There is nothing wrong with it. You can definitely do it. And to be honest, that is a great thing about Jira, right? When you have Jira, a tool like Jira, you can do a lot of wonderful things to support your business, to support your use cases, to support your, teams with any specific, problem that they want to solve. Maybe they want to capture some information on some conditions or some criteria, but not for other things, other criteria, other conditions, other fields. I mean, there are so many use cases, and Jira will give you that ability to have this flexibility. That is why we all love Jira. That is why we all like doing these things on Jira, right? So I thought I'll probably talk about it because maybe you want to do something similar. And if you're new to my channel, then and this happens a lot. On my channel, I talk a lot about. I show my screen a lot, right? When I basically, if you look at my thousands of videos, in most of my videos, I'm just showing something on a screen with doing something with Jira or a script, But sometimes I like talking about, things or stuff. And in this video, I'm just talking. I'm not really sharing my screen, but maybe I'll show it. I think I'm quite sure I've covered this on my channel. I think I made few videos where I talked about self loop transition. Basically, you can have a transition from one state to the same state, like same state to same state, and you can use this self loop transition to capture some information, to get some approvals. And I think I've covered that. I think I've made few videos on this topic on my channel. All right, that is it. That is all I wanted to talk about in this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you learned something new today. Thank you very much. Bye bye.